go. Guys, this is so easy and simple to do though. It's a bit time consuming, but it's just so therapeutic, you know. It's cool. It's putting things together, but the result is amazing. So again, make sure it's nice and flush with your other panels. Just be careful when you're pushing down because you ain't got your struts, so it could damage the framework. So for now, I'd put your hand behind like so, and then just make sure it's all nice and flush. As you can see, that looks beautiful. Go around, look at that. And now I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so you can see how it's looking from underneath. Now all we've got to do is put all the silver self-tapping screws in the panels, which we haven't done already. So you've got one there, and then all down this side, all around here where we've not put any. Let me just look where I'm looking, using the track instruction. We're basically now putting magnets in each of these holes and these holes here. So just grab these magnets from over here, get these undone. Okay then guys, so I've left those a few minutes. They seem like they're all glued in, and that's took us through all 9 instructions of fitting the rear cover plates, which are these. Now theoretically, with the instructions, now what you want to do is get this machine apart. See how that's flush like that, it's going to go against the rest of the model, and I'm going to just push that into there like so. Now how we're doing this guys is we're gluing this in. Now I thought I was going to screw it, but no, it's asking us to glue the locks. Hey all, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're all doing good guys, hope you're all well. Today I'm building more of the Millennium Falcon, and we're at issue 47. There's the parts, there's the mag, which we'll have a brief look through in a second and show you what's coming up in today's video. If you're not already subscribed guys, remember to subscribe, like, also comment, share, press that bell notification. You'll always be notified every time I put something up on the channel, whether it's the Millennium Falcon, Titanic, Dom's Charger, all the videos guys, you'll be notified on your device if you press that bell notification. Without further ado guys, sit back, relax, let's crack on with the Millennium Falcon from Fanhome. Okay then guys, so here we have the parts, which we'll take a look at in a sec, and here's the mag for this week. So we'll have a quick look through issue 47 of the Millennium Falcon, the magazine. Got the usual brilliant content here guys, but it's going to be a busy one this, so I'm not going to hang about. Here's all the parts we've got in this week's issue, which we'll go through in a sec once I open the pack. And as you can see, we're going to be doing a lot of instructions today guys, and there's all different sections of what we've already built. As you can see, fitting the center housing, parts for the lower housing, fitting the forward housing. Very busy today guys. This is probably going to take me maybe an hour and a half in real time, but obviously I'll try and cut it down as much as I can. And we're also fitting the rear housing, fitting the rear cover plates. As you can see, a lot going on here, and there we have what it'll be looking like at the end of today's video. And then of course here you've got fitting the rear machinery, and these are the parts we built the other week if I remember right. So I'll bring the parts over, get these cut out. Got a lot of sprues here guys, just make sure you've got everything out in packaging. And this is what we've got. So got these two pieces. This piece, let's just move these screws out of the way. Also got this piece, and last of all, this piece here. Of course, all plastic as usual, guys. Now, this piece here, number one, that is the rear housing detail. Then you've got number two. I'm just looking at these as I'm talking to you. I think these look, they're not identical. Basically got like these, they're pointing in the same sort of detailing but pointing inwards, if that makes sense. So each side, it's going to go on each side of something. But these are parts 2 and 3. The port rear landing leg cover and the starboard rear landing leg cover. And we've got this piece here also. This is number 5 and this is number 4. Number 4 is the rear housing detail and number 5 is a planton detail. And then we've got some little pin sort of things here in the packet. This is down as number 7 and 8. That's steel pins. There's 8 pins and 1 magnet. And then of course we've got more planton details on the sprue. So guys, guess what? I can use my new sprue cutters, which I'm very excited about. And these are parts 6 and 9. So I'm going to sort the desk out. Without further ado, we'll crack on. Okay then guys, so we've got these two parts here. This is BT28 and this is, what's this called? This has not got a number. This is basically called the concussion missile mount. So what I'm doing guys is just standing the instructions up because we've got a lot to do. But what I'll do is I'll throw a picture up now of the first two things we're doing. What we're going to be doing is fitting the forward housing and first of all fitting the centre housing, which is what we've got here. So, yep, there's the picture. And these are the parts. So what we're going to do is turn B28 over. What we're going to do is apply a little bit of glue in each of these little holes and push them over these lugs. So you'll need a little bit, apply a little bit of glue on there, each 4 of them. And then you want to get this piece, these 4 holes here are just going to push over those lugs. There we go. And as you can hear those clicking in, and then give it a few minutes. That will be nice and tight and flush, as you can see. No risen bits. It's all flush to the other part, and that is all done. And believe it or not guys, we've done 3 instructions already. Now instruction 4, we're going to take this piece, obviously we've just glued that piece there, which is B28, and it fits over this smooth area here. So you know you've got it the right way guys. As you can see there, you've got like a little ramp that's got to be pointing it outwards of your model. So make sure that's looking like that as a dry fit. And then instruction 5 is basically pushing your lugs you've got on here into each of the holes, and that does overhang the framework of the Millennium Falcon. I'm just checking we need to glue these or not. Yeah, we've got to basically secure this then on the other side with some screws. So if I just carefully push these lugs in the holes, as you can see, and here they click very nicely into place, and that's how that's looking at the minute. Look at that. They will secure down more flush once we screw them in a sec. Yeah, that's how it's looking, just like that. Brilliant. Love it. And that takes us all the way to instruction 6, where now we've got to get some screws to put in the lugs underneath here. We need 10 screws, and they're going to be silver screws, I think. Yes, I'm going to turn this over guys, and we'll get this screwed in. So yeah, I've got 10 silver screws, and what we're going to be putting is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on there. You want to make sure you don't miss any of the screws guys. Just make sure you screw everyone in. You know what? You know me, I'm going to use the screwdriver, what's the easiest one to use. So yeah, just screw all these in. This is the screwdriver off the DB5, guys, the James Bond No Time Tomorrow. No Time to Die, should I say. No Time Tomorrow, I don't know where that come from. So yeah, screw all these in nice and tight. You can see it's just dropped a little bit on the other side, but that will rectify itself in a sec once we start screwing the screws in. Yeah, this thing's getting massive though, guys, really big. So you might have to persuade it a little bit just to get those lugs in line. I'll tell you what, we'll do these top pieces first so we can keep it in line where it's got to be. Brilliant. That one in there. See, if they're not right flush with the frame, as soon as you put the screws in, it should pull them together. See, these are not as high up as I would like, so I'm hoping these will just pop into place, which they have done. Yeah. And 3 more to do, guys, so I'm going to get these put in and then we'll crack on and move on to fitting the forward housing. So guys, that's how that's looking at the end of that stage. Now we're going to be fitting the forward housing. So what we're going to do is turn the model round, and then you can see, well, I'm hoping you can see because this thing's massive. All this area here, this is where we're going to be working on. So just reaching over to the left of me, guys, we need BP 27. So I think it's this part we need and this part. Let me just double check. This one first. So I've just shown you guys this part BP 27 has got to fit in to these lugs here. So all I do is line the lugs up to the holes, push this piece on, and then turn it over. And then for fitting the forward housing up to instruction 6, this will take it 6 instructions basically, guys, which is madness. All we're going to do is make sure that's secure, turn it over, and screw it connected together with some silver screws. So I'll turn it over and we'll get that done. So guys, we've got 7 screws we've got to attach here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, I'm going to crack on, get them put in. Yeah, so I'll get these fitted in, guys, and then we'll be all the way through to instruction 6 of fitting the forward housing. And once we've got this done, we'll move on to the next part of this week's issue. So yeah, I'm going to get these all fitted in, guys, and all screwed in nice and tight. So that's all nice and tight now, all screwed in. Remember, this panel lifts up here, which is pretty cool. Let's try and show you, get that out, little magnets. Easier said than done. There we go, little compartment there, love that. So put that back on, and now for the end of this section of the build, we've now got to apply this, which is BP 29, and this has got to go on this side. Again, just got to get these lugs here, guys, and then put them into these holes. So roughly a dry fit, that's going to look like that. So we'll just place those in the holes. And it's easy to get lost on this build as well, guys, what you've screwed in. Just make sure you put all the screws in each lug well, she's going to have problems later down the line, but that's how it's going to look. So I'm going to flip it over and we'll get those screws put in. So yeah, I've turned it over now, guys, and what we're going to do is the same as we've just done with the other part, with those 7 screws around here, what we've just put in. Basically, we've got to do the same again and apply 7 screws underneath this frame. To attach BP29. So yeah, we're going to get those put in, guys, and that will be it for the end of this part of the issue, and then we're going to be fitting the rear housing. So yeah, I'm going to bang these screws in, and as I say, we'll move on to fitting the rear housing. So that's how we're looking at the end of fitting the forward housing, guys. Look at that. Don't that look wicked? Yeah, just remember you've got 7 screws in each side of these, guys. Make sure you don't miss any, or else you're going to have it dropping off your build. You don't want that. But that's how that's looking, as I say. Now we're going to move on to fitting the rear housing. So this is the part, guys. This is BP31. Again, just get the lugs and put them in to the appropriate holes. It's so simple. I was stressing, you know, how all this was going to pan out. Was it going to be difficult to do? But trust me, guys, it's not hard at all. That's it. That's done. All we're doing now is flip it over and screw those in with another 7 silver screws. But before I do that, I'm just going to flip it round, because this is all the instructions on fitting the rear housing. Instruction 1 all the way up to instruction 5, and that's going to be including applying BP30, another part here. And again, you've got lugs underneath. You can see the holes here, so you can't go wrong. Basically just line those up, and it's simple as that, guys. Just push them into place. So now I've got all the 2 parts fitted, as you can see. So I keep flipping it backwards and forwards, and what I'm going to do now is flip it over, and there is 7 screws on each of these, so that's 14 screws. I've got a screw in now on the other side, so I'm going to get that done, and then we're going to be moving on to fitting a few more extra parts onto these. So yeah, I've turned it over. Now I'm going to screw all 14 screws into these 2 pieces I've now applied to the model. So yeah, I'm going to get that done, guys, and then we'll crack on and move on to the rest of this week's. So yeah, that's all those all screwed in. If I just flip this round, that's how that's looking, guys. Pretty cool, huh? Just move these screws and screwdrivers out of the way. Now, what it tends to do now, after we've fitted all this in, we need to take, as we just get it to the left of me, this part here, guys, and then what we do with this is we're going to be applying that just down a bit into this section just here, and this takes us through to 6, 7 and 8. What we're going to do as well is also apply a little bit of glue to these lugs. As you can see, there's 6 holes there, 8 holes, sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8. And what we're going to do is put that in there like that. So I'll just get a bit of glue. Apply a little bit of glue to each lug. Being careful if you're doing this, guys, not to get it on your model, as you can have glue on it and you don't know. So just got to flip this over. And yeah, I was just about to say, you'll know, as you will, you can hear that how it clicked. And that is instruction 6 to 8 all done. And now what we're going to take now is this little plant on detail which we received in today's issue, and this has to go. Look, you've got 4 looks here. This is going to be going here, guys. It's just a dry fit, as you can see. Pretty cool though, it's so effective it looks. Just these little parts making it pop. So again, a little bit of glue to those looks. There we go, just like that. In fact, there's more than 2 looks. So these at the ends as well. Just apply a little bit of glue, as I say, and then flip it over, push the looks in, and look at that. How cool does that look, guys? Brilliant. Love it. Now, that takes us all the way up to instruction 11. I'm just reaching over talking to you guys now. It's this part here which we received in today's issue also. That's going to be just being dropped on there like that. Again, put a little bit of glue on each of these lugs. This build is so therapeutic, guys. It's not really difficult at all. Fiddly, but seriously, I recommend you do this build if you want to do a build. I really do. It's just about putting things into lugs into holes, basically. Simply put. But the X-Wing was like that. It's just push and click, basically. But look at that. Look at the effects you get. Brilliant. Love that. And that takes us all the way to the end of that part of this instruction of fitting the rear housing. And now, guys, we're going to be moving on to fitting the rear cover plates. Okay then, guys, so the second from last instruction, we're basically now putting magnets in each of these holes and these holes here. So just grab these magnets from over here, get these undone. Now what I want to do, if I just get these out, but just get one at a time. Basically, these sort like little, looks like a nail, like with a big head on. Those are going to be going in these holes here. So if you just get a bit of glue, you might want to use tweezers here, guys, if you want. I'm going to go without. Oops, quick that one. So yeah, maybe I will with them. We'll see how I go on. Bit fiddly, but not too difficult if you just want to push that in there like that. We've got to do the same with all these pin magnets, I'm calling them. So you'll need a little bit of glue. Push them into those little holes. Just being careful not to get glue on this model as doing that. I'm doing it this way though, guys, just so we're taking the model off the desk and bringing it back. Just be careful when using this super glue though, guys, because if you do get it on your fingers, obviously super glue, it's going to stick your fingers to all sorts of stuff you're using. There you go. So that's the first 4 put in. Just twist the model around a bit. And then here's the other 4 also to put in these holes here. So you can do it this way, put it in there, but saying that I'm not going to, because what could happen then is when you put the covers on, they might stick to the glue, then you're not going to get them off. So yeah, I'd stick to putting them on pins, to be fair, guys. There you go, just 2 more to do. As you can see, I'm just using the excess of glue what's dribbled down the spout of this tube of glue. And the last one. You can get glue from the range where I get this glue from, and it's got like a brush. That's what I could have done with today, but I've run out, so I'm having to use this tube of glue. There you have it. There's all those, I'm calling them nail magnets because they look like nails with the head on. Just make sure those are all nice and tight, and while they're drying, stuck in so they're not going to fall out, we're going to now put the other magnets in these holes just here. Now this could get a bit fiddly because, as you can see, they're very tiny, but you should be able to just prise them away. And what I'm going to do this time, guys, I'm just going to put a dab of glue in each little hole. You only need a tiny bit. And then just drop the magnet in. Simple as that. Yeah, I'm playing about with the lights in here as well. I've got two lights now, but for some reason, I'm not sure if it's fixed it now. But looking at this video, because this took 2 days, guys, about an hour in total, real time. But I did a bit yesterday and a bit obviously today. But looking at the footage, it looks like there's like a flashing on the screen. So I'm just having a little play about at the minute with the settings on my lights, moving them about. Obviously using them as a tool, which is what they are. But fingers crossed I'll get that sorted. But bear with me if the lighting's a bit different. Hopefully I'll sort it out. So yeah, put all these magnets in. But when you've done so, I would leave it a few minutes before test fitting them onto your model. These are always the hardest because it's the last two. Too bad there. Oh, they definitely work. I've seen that one fly across. Right, so those are all in, as you can see, on those pieces and the actual Millennium build. What I'm going to do now off camera is just make sure they're all stuck in, and then we'll get these fitted. Okay then, guys, so I've left those a few minutes. They seem like they're all glued in, and that's took us through all 9 instructions of fitting the rear cover plates, which are these. Now, theoretically, they should magnetise there, which that has done. And the way to put these on, guys, is put these little ridges at the far end of the model as you're looking at it on your desk. Look at that. How cool does that look? Now, the moment of time, see if they'll lift up. They're being glued to the model. Now, there should be a way of getting, there we go. They work. I'm happy with that. So that's that one. There's some little ridges here where you can just lift them up, and that's that one. Brilliant. Looking really good. Hope you do agree with me, guys, but it's looking amazing. I'll do a glory shot at the end of this video. So just turn the page over now to see the last instruction. What we've got to do now is fit the rear machinery, which we assembled a couple of issues ago. So I'm going to turn this model round to where it's going to be, and we'll get that fitted. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces here, and this is starting and ending this week's video now with fitting the rear machinery. So this is the start of this little section of the instructions. Now what you want to do is get this machinery part. See how that's flush like that, it's going to go against the rest of the model, and I'm going to just push that into there like so. Now how we're doing this, guys, is we're gluing this in. Now, I thought I was going to screw it, but no, it's asking us to glue the lugs. So apply a little bit of glue to each lug. But yeah, I have said this earlier in the video, I really do love how simple this is. Simple but effective. You're just pushing things into holes, clicking them in, etc. And it's just wicked how it's looking. So that's how that's going. Yeah, that's probably why I'm not screwing it, because it's got like a little bit of a raised edge there where the details around it. But guys, I will show an outro of this in a minute. It's too good to miss. So that's instruction 1, 2, all done. Now we've got to do 3, which is going to be putting more of the machinery part in this bit here. So if I just glue these again. Not again, not to do the mopping piece, but you know what I mean, guys. You're with me. I want to, yeah. Right, glue these lugs. Got these dropping off. Carefully just push them into the holes. Again, you hear that click. So simple and effective. Look at that. Look at the detail of that, guys. That is instructions 1 to 3 done. Now 4 and 5, it's about putting this part in here. And you can see the 4 lugs here. That's just going to be being placed in between the machinery parts there. So again, apply a bit of glue on the ends of these lugs. Yeah, when I used to see this build being done, I really thought it was going to be really complicated. I mean, the hardest bit of it really is following the instruction, should I say, of putting the framework together. But apart from that, and that's not too difficult, it's easy. Right, so you want the slanted edge there going towards the model and get them pushed in like that. Oh, that's amazing. But you might have to persuade them to go in a bit. These bottom pieces don't want to go. Just making sure we've got that the right way around. Yeah. There we go. Hit that click. I had a feeling it wasn't in, but that's in now, guys. That's how that's looking. Don't be afraid to just give it a good push if it's not going in. That was raised at the end and that wasn't in. I could tell that wasn't in. But yeah, as you heard then, big click, job done. So now we're on to instruction 6. And we've got these 2 pipes. Now what you want to be doing is, they want to be looking like that as you're putting them and looking at your model. You can see 2 little tabs there. Do a dry fit. So that is how that's going to be going on there. Let me just try the other side. What I'm trying to see is, I think the lip is going to have to be at the bottom, because it's going to have less chance of moving even though we're gluing on. Just look. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine like that. So I've got to glue those. You can put a bit of glue in there, a bit of glue on the little pipes. So just carefully put that in that little slot. You might want to hold it for a sec, just until the glue sets. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, I think that's done. And then finally, guys, the last piece of this week's issue, which, yeah, it's been a big one. I'm hoping to have narrowed it down a bit for you to about, I don't know, 25-30 minutes. But in real time, it has taken me the course of over 2 days, and probably about just over an hour in real time. But boy, it's worth it. There is a bit of a like a bend on that pipe, which should still stick. I think that's just to give it the effect. Oh, and a little thing as well, a tip. When we put those pieces on those panels with the magnets on, just if they're warped slightly, a little tip what's in the instructions is hair dry them, guys, and it'll warp them back, basically. That's a little tip if you have that, but I've not had that problem anyway today. Well guys, that is it. That is it for this week's issue of the Millennium Falcon. There'll be more next week. I do hope you enjoyed it. Stay to the end for the outro. I'll show you some nice shots. Take care. And that is it for this week's build of the Millennium Falcon, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. Pretty big issue again. We've done a lot this week. I'm going to get the mag here because I forgot everything that the certain name we've done. First of all, we start fitting the centre housing, the forward housing, I think it's housing, fitting the rear housing, and then fitting the rear cover plates, and then we finished off by fitting the rear machinery. So yeah, it was a pretty busy issue, guys. There'll be more Millennium Falcon next week from Fanhome, guys, so come back next time and watch another video of the Millennium Falcon. I've just had confirmation that they're sending pack 17 of this, guys, and I know we're not on pack 17. Let's get the page here. On pack 11. So worked out 6 packs behind, guys. 17, I think it's got around the 70-ish mark of issues, and there's only 100 issues of this. So before long, I'm going to have the whole build sitting under my desk. So guys, bear with me. I'm trying to get these videos out as quick as I can, but I've got that much going on. What with my daughter, with the ponies, shorts, get the violins out now. But yeah, I've got a lot going on, guys. I'm trying to put videos out as regularly as I can, but bear with, guys. I'll put them up as quick and often as I can. Thanks for your support. I do really appreciate you guys. And if you've not done already, remember to subscribe, press that bell notification. You'll always get notified whenever I put your favourite video up on the channel. And please remember, guys, to give us a big like. Would really appreciate that. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. It's a pretty long video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Take care. See ya. Peace.